The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.
Hey, it's Kannon. Thank you for watching. We just talked to Olivia Rodrigo. You're just about to see it. This was so much fun. As a matter of fact, while I was talking to her, Vampire went #1. I wish I could have brought it up to her. I didn't see it until I was scrolling after we got off. It would have been amazing to see her reaction. But we've got an incredible chat for you today. Almost all these questions submitted by you, her fans, on Twitter. We appreciate them so much, by the way. You guys are just incredible fans. We talk about that with Olivia today. We're going to get into the new album, what it's like for her to be living in New York City. Tons of your questions right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's how you can win a virtual meet and greet with your favorite artist. We pick new subscribers. Just click subscribe here on the Open House Party YouTube channel. I'm Kannon. This is Olivia Rodrigo.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.
Olivia, thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, of course. How are you?
I am good. It's an absolute honor. We've been waiting for this for quite a while, and I know you have too. You've been working on Guts for so long. Thank you for your time.
Oh my God, of course. I'm such a pleasure to be here.
What have you been doing with yourself other than writing? 'Cause I know you write all the time. What have you been doing in between albums to maybe sit back and enjoy yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I've really just been grinding it out on this album. I'm going on my first vacation in so long, like next week. I'm very excited about it. Marking my calendar. Very stoked. But yeah, these past 2 years have just been a lot of working and growing. I took a few college classes, which was fun. But yeah, just kind of processing the craziness that was, the last album. It's taken a lot of thought. I've just been, kind of processing all of that.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I know you've had the name of this album picked out for quite some time. I think even, back when Sour was out, you kind of knew what the next album was going to be called. It was going to be called Guts. Why that name? Why was that such a strong connection to that name? What elements of your personality really resonate with that, where you go, that's the name of the album, like years ago?
Yeah. I love a 4-letter word. I think they're really powerful, and there's something really cool about like an all caps 4-letter word. But I just think it's used in really interesting contexts. Like people say, like, I hate your guts, like spill your guts, trust your gut. Like, I think that's really interesting. Like, it means bravery and intuition, and like, like intimate feelings. It's just all these like things that I just love. And I think guts is a really interesting word that encapsulates all of that. So yeah, I'm happy. I love the title.
When it came to Vampire, I know you're writing basically all the time. How long ago did you write that song?
Yeah, I wrote that song last winter. And my producer, Dan, and I kind of fixed it up like a few weeks later and produced it out. And that's the song that you hear today. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy that, people are listening to it. It's just a dream come true.
When you think about the fact that you write all the time, you may not be able to remember where you were when you wrote every single song, but do you remember where you were when you had the idea for that song and where you were physically and the idea really came to you?
Yeah. I was sitting at a piano at Interscope Studios by myself, like just playing some chords, and I found some really beautiful chords that I liked. And the concept of Vampire kind of just came out of those chords. Usually I come up with like a lyrical concept before I come up with any melody or anything, but this one, the melody kind of came first, which was unusual. But yeah, I remember writing it for the first time and just feeling like the idea was special. And I don't know, sometimes you just have like a gut feeling about things like that. So yeah.
Well, it's a good reason for it. The minute you hear it, it's a hit. It's one of those songs you hear and you immediately can't get it out of your head. I love that.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Let's get to some fan questions, because that's the main reason why we're here. Social media has been exploding. I am so grateful to your fans for being so amazing. So let's dive in. Chet from Threads says, songs like Vampire have so much symbolism and metaphors. Where do you draw your inspiration for those metaphors?
Yeah. First of all, I love that he's asking this question on Threads. That's awesome. I didn't know that Threads was a thing we could go and know I'm like obsessed.
It came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I try to like read a lot of poetry. I think that helps. I don't know. Metaphors just kind of, it's hard to say where they come from. I think when you're like in a mode of writing a lot, like you show up and write and practice, you can kind of see the world through like a writer's eye, and you'd be like, oh, that leaf over there, like that could make a cool like simile or something like that. But you kind of just see things differently. So yeah, but it's different every time.
Amy in Michigan on Twitter said, what kind of self-love have you shown yourself since Sour? And by self-love, I mean, what have you bought yourself?
Oh my gosh. It's tricky. I actually like told myself after Vampire came out that if it did well, I'd buy myself a present. But I think it's doing pretty well, but I haven't bought myself a present yet. So I don't know. I need help on that. Maybe I'll buy myself like a bag or something. I don't know. It's tricky. I'm not really a super like I don't love like super expensive
You're
things.
not into like physical things.
Yeah, but maybe, I don't know. I should treat myself though. I need to do it. It's a good thing.
I'm kind of the same type of way. I'd rather spend my money on experiences and things like that than on physical things.
Totally. I'm going on vacation. That's my splurge.
I Am Gut said, what beauty product can you not live without?
Oh, I love winged eyeliner. I'm always wearing it, and I'm obsessed with that. So I guess that's my go-to beauty product.
Hira Boo Boo on Twitter said, you write constantly and had the idea for Guts a long time ago. Do you already have a concept for your next album in mind already?
That's so interesting. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about it a lot. I'm like just barely finished this Guts, so I can't get too ahead of myself, but yeah, I'm definitely am ideating. The wheels are spinning.
That's incredible. One last question, and it comes from Krista, and it says, at the 2022 Grammys, you dedicated your awards to your parents. What's it been like moving to New York and not having them right there in driving distance? That's a great question.
Oh, that is a great question. I still go back and forth between LA and New York. So I do see them often. I'm actually seeing my parents tonight. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, I mean, living on your own is a very scary, daunting thing. And I think I'm just kind of starting to get the hang of it. But it's an important part of growing. And I talk a little bit about that in the album, kind of the growing pains of just getting older and things like that. And yeah, I think missing my parents is definitely a big factor in that.
That being said, what's your favorite thing about your new place?
I love my backyard. I love like grass. I read something online that like walking barefoot in the grass like every day is like cures depression or something crazy like that. And I don't know if it's true, but I've been doing it and I feel good doing it. So I feel connected to nature.
Well, I love it. Congratulations on the album. It drops September 8th. It's Guts, and we're going to play Vampire on Open House Party. And thanks to your fans, and thank you, Olivia. We love you. Thank you for your time, your art, and your energy. We love you.
Thank you for your time, Kannon. I really appreciate it. It's so nice
to see you.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.